Hey folks, Quill18 here, and welcome to a brand new Let's Play for Sid Meier's Civilization 5. And this time we are playing as the most unique civilization of any game of Civ there is, Venice. Venice in Civ 5 is a built-in one-city challenge. We cannot produce or in any way attain settlers. We will never be able to build a second city. We can conquer cities in warfare, for example. However, we'll never be able to annex them. They will forever remain a puppet. Why would we want to play something like that? Well, first of all, that's kind of interesting in and of itself, but Venice does have some pretty extraordinary bonuses on the flip side. First of all, they can actually purchase buildings in puppets, which is not normal, so we do still have some control over puppets. We also have a replacement for the Great Merchant, the Great Person. Instead is the Merchant of Venice, which does all the same things a great merchant does, but can also be used to quote-unquote purchase a city-state. It doesn't actually cost us anything other than consuming the Merchant of Venice, and then what it will do is puppet a city-state, so it's no longer a city-state, it's just one of our cities that happens to be a puppet at that point. That's kind of cool. Probably the most influential thing with Venice, honestly, is the fact that they get double the normal number of trade routes, which is extremely valuable and should generate lots of money, which we can use to purchase lots of buildings, both in our capital, but also in the city-states. The city-states we don't take over, we can also use the money to help build some alliances and so on and so forth. I strongly suspect that as Venice, the victory condition we're going to be looking for is going to be relatively pacifistic. One of the things we want to do is avoid wars because we don't want our trade routes to be plundered. There's so many of them that getting reset back down to 0 active trade routes is extremely painful. So we're going to try to be diplomatic, but I don't think we're going to be pursuing a diplomatic victory. The reason being that there's a good chance that a lot of city-states are going to be consumed by us. Therefore, there's not going to be as many city-states to provide a vote for a diplomatic victory. I think the victory we want to pursue is science. I think that is the correct victory for us to think about right out of the box. But of course, it's too early for anything like that. We'll see what happens. Since we only ever have one city, it's incredibly important that we settle in the right tile. First, let's talk about the map over here. I am playing on the archipelago map type, which I thought would be really interesting for Venice because I think it fits. You know, Venice, the city itself, is sort of out in the water, so it might give us a little bit of that vibe. I think it could also help a little bit with maybe keeping us out of a few more wars just by being a little bit more distant from our neighbors, fingers crossed. It also means that we'll be able to run basically exclusively on sea trade routes, which are worth much more than land trade routes, and, you know, just generally want to mix it up. I am still playing just on Emperor. I considered increasing the difficulty, but I think Venice might be a little tricky. I think Venice is has good possibilities for being quite powerful, but is also tricky, and I'm not entirely sure. We're playing on normal speed, Emperor difficulty, standard size map, and archipelago over here. The mods we're running are just the cosmetic mods of the enhanced UI, nothing that changes the gameplay in any way whatsoever. I don't think I'm going to move from the initial spot. Admittedly, it'd be nice to settle on a hill, and we could, although of course I want to be on the coast. And we're surrounded with improvable tiles over here, which is really good. So we're going to do that. And then at least we've got a few what I call 3 value tiles, i.e. food plus hammers of 3 or more is really important early on. We've got a lot of that. We're definitely going to be working this stone tile immediately for the 2 food to maximize growth, and then probably getting this other one as well. Anyway, without further ado, let's settle in place. That's going to be okay. Since we're playing on archipelago map, we really don't need as much scouting. I think we might go monument first, which is a little bit odd, but I think is actually going to be fine. It is possible that the island that we're on is actually surprisingly large. Wow, there's more stone over there. But hopefully not, and I think that's going to be the right start. What we should really do is, well, first of all, not work that tile. Oh my god. I will do the thing where we set a production focus, which you should do in every version of Civ, because then when your population grows, hopefully it'll get you some extra hammers that turn, and I'll do a lock. I definitely want to work this instead of that. I don't care about the extra money. I think that's the Civ 5 AI auto placement. I think values currency as much as production. Maybe not, maybe only half produces it, but it like weighs it as being equal to the same. But yeah, I want the actual hammer over here more than the early money, so that's going to be okay. And in terms of production, well, we'll probably do the standard thing where we go for pottery first so we can get the extra early shrine so that we can get ourselves a decent pantheon. We've got a few options here. The God King, I think that's what it's called. The God King for Venice makes a lot of sense because it improves everything in your capital, and only your capital, but that's really all we care about. But we've got potential for stone here. Looks like where Venice is, we're not interested in God of the Sea, which is likely going to be very competed early on here. We may have to do some fog busting over here to prevent barbarians from spawning, but let's at least look at everything first. Yeah, very unlikely for us to find a goody hut. We might get lucky and have one. Which also, that's one of the reasons I made the monument. Obviously, we're going to be going down tradition for a civic tree. Makes the most sense for the type of empire we're going to be running. Which could give us a free monument, but yeah, we'll just research it because, ooh, let's say we're unlikely to get the goody hut that will give us the 20 culture boost. So we'll need the production from that. +1 pop. Well, that's not bad. Oh, and our population, I think, grew on this turn. So we need to make sure we're working proper food tiles. Okay, this is fairly interesting. Because I think that's correct, just for food. The sheep is an interesting choice. Let me lock this. Do we want to lock this instead? This is growing 16 turns. But then we're not getting the extra production. Growth is very important. But it might actually be worth running these hammers. We just finished the monument. I mean, I think I'm going to start a worker, although I'm not sure that the worker is going to have anything to do immediately. Actually, hold on. Scratch that. I'm going to build one more warrior for some fog busting, is what's going to happen. Oh, scratch that. Here's what's actually going to happen. We're going to put 2 turns of production into the worker. Then when pottery finishes, we'll switch over to the shrine. And then we'll finish the worker. And then at that point, hopefully the worker will have some improvements that it can make. Go for the hill for a little bit more vision. We could have gone further, but this seems okay. Hello, pottery. So we're just going to switch over and build the shrine instead. And in terms of early tile improvements, probably the animal husbandry. We can pasture these sheep tiles, and that's actually going to be really good. Oh, this goes on for quite a while. We might have actually gotten a situation where 2 islands were close enough together to merge. Would have been interesting to have a canal city over there, but obviously we didn't know. And yeah, we will need some extra warriors around here for some barbarian busting. Or allow the barbarians to actually encamp, and then we still might want 2 just to be able to push through. All right, get our first policy. We are going to go tradition for this one. That's going to give us tons of culture growth. And we'll get, at some point, we'll get a free culture building, but it will be the amphitheater. And that's okay. We'll boop you, and then we can go into some healing. Borders have grown. There we go, getting the stone, which is really what I want. There we are. 13 turns again. I could toggle this for production instead, but I think this is fine.
Thou shalt not.
There you go. We might want to prioritize getting masonry next, because that's some really good tiles to improve. 2 stone. Yeah, I think that's probably what we want. Mining in and of itself won't give us much. But if we weren't playing as Venice, we have some sweet spots to expand here. Great spot for a city over here. Some pretty decent spots over here too. Okay, let me move to here. Now, I'm going to do it this way. I think this one's less likely to attack. Social policy. We don't need to rush towards legalism. Now, landed elite's pretty good for growth. We could pick up aristocracy. We're going to want, I don't know, I can see ourselves going for maybe the Oracle here. But we don't need it right now. So I guess I will go down the bottom and see how far we get. But yeah, I can definitely see us going for some early wonders. Because normally we're worried about competing with building settlers, for example. But that's not the case over here. I'm going to reset and go to default focus. Yeah, see, strongly disagree. Work those 2. But that's okay. I'm just worried about our city growing than me forgetting to arrange our workers at this point, which would be worse than not optimizing. 9 hit points, so 1 more rest will be perfect. I hate when we're at 93, so a rest sort of overkills. Okay, I'm going to ignore you now, since you're weak enough. Because we need to kill this guy and take this out before he spawns more things and becomes awkward. May already be too awkward.
Shall inherit the earth. but not its mineral rights.
You did spawn another one. All right, well, go into rest. You might be okay on this terrain, especially, again, I don't think this one will attack too much, and these guys are damaged. We did get attacked here, but it's fine. Borders grew all the way over here. Yeah, I agree. Triple food tile better than that. Fantastic. Okay, we could build a second worker. Okay, you're probably still fine. Let's see here. At some point, I mean, you know, one worker can probably keep pace with Venice. But at some point, we will get puppets, and we'll want the second one. I don't know, I could just put down the granary, which isn't so bad. We don't have bananas, wheat, deer, or wheat, which is unfortunate. But the +2 food is fine. Yeah. The happiness situation is going to be interesting, because we're not going to have a massive cities for a while. But I think we'll still, I think we'll still have the normal kind of fighting with happiness that happens in Civ 5. Keep resting. If these guys want to attack me while I'm defensive terrain, that's not too bad either. Pop growth. Yeah, that's fine. And then as the improvements come in, the same sort of production will happen. I don't like that we're working on improved tiles, obviously. We're trying to fix that. Adopt policy. So legalism won't do anything for us right now. But let's go anyway. When we research, whatever research gives us amphitheater, then it'll prove to do something useful here. Why are we expanding that way? Well, it's flat. So, I mean, we can't work these resources directly. No, it's just going to keep trying to expand that way, even though it's out of range of Venice. That's interesting. Pick up that cotton, which will be great for happiness.
How happy are those whose walls already rise?
Yeah, so that's our basically our quarry. We don't need to worry about the early iron. Oh, we're going to get writing. I don't think we can do the Great Library. That's too easily grabbed by the AI who start with extra technologies and things. But we'll want our own library. And yeah, I think other than that, we can push up to philosophy and pick up the Oracle, and that should be fine. Gets us calendar as well, which is good. Although early sailing, just to be able to explore a little bit, will be nice. But I think we can afford to wait, especially since there's no purpose to fishing boats here. There we go. That's done, and that's all of a sudden a great tile. 2 food, 2 production. You're fully healthy. Great. Let's boop this guy again. Don't spawn another unit. You attack me again, which is fine. I will go for full drill. I'm going to clear this, so we're safe from being attacked, and that stops the spawning. All right, go for another pasture, please. I mean, maybe I should have rushed to do the cattle one, but we're here. Mausoleum of Halicarnassus. That's really interesting. We'd get a bunch more money from the stone. We don't really have anything else we need to build right now. You can see an argument for another worker, and again, another warrior for some fog busting might be good. But let's see. Okay, so you can see God King, why it's good for Venice, right? Just the palace, which is just our capital, gets +1 production of everything. We get +1 happiness from Venice. I mean, happiness is good, but it's only that. None of these others do anything. We are going to have 2 plantations, which would be some culture, and that's not terrible. But again, we get 1 culture from here. Connections, culture from pastures. Again, we're going to have 3 pastures. It's 3 culture. But how do we feel about that balance? I mean, that's actually quite a lot of culture. And I don't see anything else that's very tempting. 3 culture versus 1 culture, 1 faith, 1 gold, 1 production, 1 science. Well, I guess here's the thing. I do have to think long term. At some point, we do have more than just Venice. And at some point, we will have more cities, which will presumably have some pastures. Okay, I think God of the Open Sky is fine. I think if I'm thinking of just Venice, I think God King is a little stronger, but only marginally so. And then long term, this will do better things without really costing us too much right now. All right, God of the Open Sky. Done. Okay, Just fortify up. You're on strong terrain. There are 2 people, but hopefully you survive this. Oh, I was going to say they might not even attack. All right. Cool. Just keep healing up. Now we're definitely fine. Oh, barbarian encampment discovered. That's why, you know, multiple warriors might be good. Finish you. Don't die over here. I think you'll be fine. Yeah, just barely, but yeah. Maybe we should get a warrior immediately. It's a little too close. We'll let you heal some more. Want this mausoleum. Can I buy a warrior? No. Oh! Didn't realize it shrunk that down. I think I have to do this. Alright, finish you off. Good. Done. I guess...
He who destroys a good book
archer.
kills reason itself.
Oh, shoot. Okay. I was going to think I might send you back home and then heal you there. Well, come over this way where it's safe. You. I don't want you to die, but I do want you to get that. Let me, yeah, we'll do just the unlocks at this point. It's going to be fine. Or, there we go. Make sure to get the warrior in one turn, please. Shoot, and then melee. Perfect. Save the unit. Okay. It's risky. Let's say we might have found ourselves next to a barbarian there. But okay. Let's put you back on the hill, and then we'll rest you there. We're going to adopt policy. I will take the wonder building boost now. Although the food would also be pretty good. Rest where you are. Great library isn't built. That's why we didn't pursue it. It's a high priority wonder for people. I mean, if they don't have stone, they might not care about it, you know? Okay, boop you. That's good. Yeah, and just rest here, please. Oh, a lot of land. Man, if we were not playing as Venice, we'd be really happy with this Archipelago map. Promotion. I mean, I guess you're actively on flat land, so we'll give you this. And usually I'm placing my units on rough terrain when I can, so I usually like the rough terrain promotion. You can rest one more turn, that's fine.
So teach us to number our days, so that we may apply our hearts unto wisdom.
Continue. Spawned out some boats, which might prove to be annoying later, but I guess it's fine for now. We only have 1 happiness left, so we better go and plantation up here. Or here, either way. Get a little bit of happiness to maintain our growth. I mean, we can grow 1 more time. Being at 0 is fine, but after that, we start to take a penalty. We're at negative gold, but I think that'll be okay, especially as these improvements come in. We'll rest you a couple of turns, I think. Oh, plus 20. Oh, you're within our borders over here. I forgot that our borders extended so far. Wow, you are spamming out tons of boats. That's ridiculous. I guess I could have attacked this turn. Boom, done. Could probably just automate this guy and he'll do the fine thing. I guess we are getting the mausoleum. That's huge. We are hoping to generate quite a few great people, but also, yeah, we'll get extra money from the quarries. And we can do great things with money. Stonehenge, I feel very unlikely that we're going to grab this. I think it makes more sense. The library or, ooh, the stoneworks even. This would give us a lot of extra production. And we... how's the best timing? 20 turns, stoneworks. Okay, I think if I library first, because this is 14 total turns of production. If I library first, we'll get extra science, which might bring down the philosophy time. Oh, we're probably still in production focus. Let me swap this around. Okay, we're still 7 turns over here. Okay, yeah. library first, maybe knocks down the philosophy, maybe by even a couple of turns. We build the stoneworks for the extra production, and then we can build the oracle faster. I think that's an optimization we can do. You've got vision over all ground over here, so we're just going to fortify you. Prevent barbarians from spawning over here, and, you know, ripping up our improvements, which would be annoying. And then you're awake. So you're going to come over here and see if maybe we find another goodie hut. Or even a city-state on our island. Might just be the end of it, though. It is the end of it. Okay, then we'll park you somewhere like here. Just prevent barbarians from spawning too close to our base. And again, giving us a problem with our tile improvements. Okay. Philosophy in 12 turns. 1 turn away from the library, so we'll see if this shrinks. Yeah, there we go, to 8 turns. 6 turns from the stoneworks. I guess as we did more improvements over here. Yep, makes sense. Happiness is fine. I think my priority is going to be to pasture up the cattle. Because it's a tile we would likely want to work. Plus, it'll give us that bonus culture, which is going to be nice. There we are. And then after that, I'll probably just automate these. I don't think they can possibly build the wrong thing. They're going to prioritize improving improvements, which is going to be clearly correct. Oh, let's go land elite here for more food in our capital. That's great. And we might go and research boat stuff after this so that we can meet some city-states. All right, yeah, so you just chill over here. Great lighthouse was built. I mean, good wonder for this map, obviously, but I think that's going to have to be okay. So we'll sink 2 turns into something random. I mean, if we can happen to get the Stonehenge, that's fine. If we fail, it turns into money, that's okay. I don't need to build anything else here. I mean, I guess I could have done walls. We'll probably want walls, but let's see. Hey, Monty. All right, goodbye. Actually, I'm going to put you back on production focus. But yeah, the Oracle. Well, here's the thing.
There's only one good, knowledge. And one evil, ignorance.
Here's the thing. Am I as worried about the Oracle actually being sniped? It is probably more valuable than Stonehenge. I mean, faith is nice. I don't think we're going to make our own religion, though. But we can use it to, you know, buy great people and things later on. No. I want to do the Oracle. If the Stonehenge gets turned into money, I'm not going to cry about it. Allow land units to embark. And what we could do is we could generate a couple of scouts and send them on auto, and they'll pick up goodie huts on random islands. That might be okay. Alternatively, we push towards currency for markets and mints, which wouldn't be a terrible thing either. In any case, we pick up sailing. No matter what, sailing comes into play. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just automate you. You'll prioritize improving resources, which is exactly what we want. And then, yeah, worst case scenario, you end up building some farms where we're going to want trading posts later, but that's okay. We just, you know, we'll just redo them at that point. We don't have to worry about charges on these workers or anything like that. So that's fine. Stonehenge has been built. Okay. You know what? I'm not sure we would have gotten Stonehenge anyway. So that's okay. I mean, revealing iron might be useful. I don't think it makes much of a difference for us at this stage in the game. Temple of Artemis. Parthenon. What might we be rushing for? Build trading posts? I'm not sure. You know, I think I'm fine with moving towards currency. I don't need trapping and camps. Circus, actually, we're going to be fine on happiness for now. We've also got the Colosseum for some happiness. I think I kind of like this, because we're going to get... The wine is going to be a second luxury over here. We don't have a third luxury. We'll have a duplicate cotton to do some trading. Statue of Zeus, that's fine. I really just don't want to be beaten to the the Oracle. That's the big thing.
The haft of the arrow had been feathered with one of the eagle's own plumes.
I mean, the Temple of Artemis is pretty good, but I don't think we're too concerned with that. Actually, did I want to get more aquatic stuff? We don't need the lighthouse. The Great Lighthouse already went. The Embark, maybe, but is it really a big deal? Actually, I'm wondering how much we rush towards the campus. Or maybe even education. But, I mean, currency first is fine. Did I say campus? Compass is what I meant to say. No barbs as far as we know. This isn't, we don't get vision in here. In Civ 6, if a barbarian encampment shows up in the Fog of War, you know about it, but I don't think that's the case in 5. Religion founded. We're not planning on founding our own religion. We wouldn't mind if people send one to us that we can faith buy buildings with. All right, free social policy. That's great, because it also doesn't increase the cost of the next one, which is nice. So we'll finish tradition. I mean, the National College we do really want, but it's a national wonder, so do we try to sneak this in? Let's see. 10% growth, great engineer points. We do want great people. Archery unit production. I mean, it's basically just the growth part. You know what? I think we go National College. I don't think we bother with it. I mean, a wonder is a wonder. It's still good. But the National College is going to be really important to get as early as possible. Well, it's still not as early as possible, but it's still going to be early-ish. Happiness is great. We're actually going to get a golden age in 17 turns here. Well, maybe a little less, because we'll get some unhappiness from the growth, so it'll slow it down a little bit, but it'll still be fairly quick. Oh, well, you like the fact that we're on an archipelago map, don't you? I don't think you'd give me anything. Yeah, no. You don't have any money. Everyone's broke. Oh, I've got positive money now, but I was running negative. All right, third cotton. All right, National College. So we're going from 14 science per turn to 27 science per turn. That's a big deal. You know what? Let's try the Temple of Artemis. And over here, what we're looking for, probably it's like commerce, rationalism, maybe exploration to a lesser extent. I guess we'll put a point into patronage because it's the only one that really... Adopting piety allows build shrines and temples in half the time. That's not bad. I don't know how relevant that is. It's going to save us money, and we're not going to proceed like down this path over here. Degrade 25% slower. You know, yeah, it's fine. But I don't think we're going to be... I really like patronage normally. I don't think it's going to be as critical as it normally is. And annoyingly, one of the things I think is the most powerful in commerce, which is the wagon trains to make your roads cheaper, which generates so much money, isn't going to be relevant for us. On the other hand, we really want more great merchants. So that's going to be important to us. So I think commerce is required. We still have production focus on our capital. Pyramids and built. Okay, that's fine. Oh, here's the thing. Hanging Gardens. Hanging Gardens probably already been built, right? Oh, they haven't. Be better than the Temple of Artemis, but we've already put in some production there. Let's see if we can get it at this point. Hello, Polynesia. Would you like an embassy? Would you like cotton for gold? Cool. Terracotta army's been built. Indonesia Lot is its capital. Holy cow! What is going on out there in the world? Temple of Artemis has been built in the faraway land. Boo. Okay, let's see if we can get the Hanging Gardens. Although if we fail this one too, it's going to be annoying. We do have money to start buying things. I'm going to buy the watermill, which will be a little extra production, a little extra food too. It might help with this. Yeah, so you're starting to farm over there, which is fine. What else are you going to do? I mean, I guess we could mine this, but we're still not working this tile, although it's mostly just a lot of money. Man, I would love to drop some cities over here. Venice is a very odd duck. All right, we reached the horses, which might give us some trading possibilities. That's pretty much all we're looking for. I'm actually wondering about beelining. Compass versus education. We gotta find some neighbors to trade with. Okay, let's go down here. Plus, it leads to some prereqs for education as well. I suspect we'll be doing education after this, so we can throw all that into the queue. Now, I could build like a galley, even a workboat to do some exploration for us. I don't have to, because on this map, there's a very good chance that everything is connected by coast tiles as opposed to having to do sea tiles. I wonder actually if I can reach anyone with a trade route. Oh, we got a great person. Oh, great merchant. Okay, so we've got to find a city-state ASAP. Yeah, no available trade routes. Gotta do some exploration. Could have bought the trireme. We might build a trireme. So Marco or Maffeo Polo over here. We could use you to build a customs house, but it would be such a waste for you. We have to be careful. Great people can get booped in this game. They can get conquered. So I think I'm just going to have to spacebar you a little bit. Or maybe just fortify you for a little while. Most progressive people. Oh, this is civil policies. It makes sense. Okay, yeah, if we can get the hanging gardens, that'll be brilliant. One turn away. Yeah, a lot of extra food. Keep up that growth in Venice. Hello, Dido. Wow! Why is the volume so loud? Something happened to my computer. There's a Windows update that completely changed my sound balances. Okay, you don't have much money. Yeah, we'll get back to you later. See ya. Okay. Hanging gardens. That's really good. Oh, and right, free garden as well, which saves us some construction for later, which is great. Let's just pop out us a trireme here. And go back to default focus is going to be okay. No great people slots yet for us to focus on. Holy rudeness. Now, this is Indonesia. They're having a hard time. Do we give them a really hard time? And take this city? Put an archer on this tile to shoot this. I mean, there's not much in the way of defense. Honestly, just double melee is probably going to be enough. Right. Let's go this way. There we go. Find another landmass. And again, that's why I was saying we really don't need access to the sea. I'll accept this for now. Although, maybe you should just denounce you.
Bagyo.
You know what?
Maso.
I'm going to denounce you. As a prep to war. I wish you'd settled maybe a little further so we get less overlap with our capital. You know what? As a prep to war, you're going to join in this too, actually. Slow down that exploration.
What is...
Okay, yeah. Free aqueduct and free garden. Nice, okay. Right, the aqueduct as well from our policies. It makes sense. National Epic's not really... Oh, no, we do want this. Great people production. Not that it matters too much yet. Market, lighthouse doesn't do that much for us right now. Temple, walls, cargo ship. That's probably to here, which we actually don't have a run for. Let me build a second trireme for exploration. You move there. You move here. We declare next turn. Non-built. All right. Well, you know what we're going to do? We're going to put a cut in here. Classic cliffhanger. But yeah, it's defense 9. Probably 2 workers would be, or warriors would be fine. We've also got the trireme to melee. And we got an archer to do some range damage as well. I think we're going to take this fairly easily. And yeah, again, Indonesia, they only have 2 cities. This is one of them. They're obviously having a hard time. So they're going to be pretty vulnerable. And yeah, if we can find a city-state pretty quickly, that's one thing we want to do with our boats. Find a city-state, send the merchant to Venice over there to buy the city-state, and things might look pretty good. We definitely need to expand. Like, we can't do it with settlers, so I guess this is the way we're going to have to do it. Folks, thanks a lot for watching. Hey, if you are new to the channel, I mean, subscribe, I guess. That's probably a pretty good idea. Liking and commenting is also really good for the YouTube algorithm, so I'd appreciate if you did that. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.